Walker & Weeks was an architecture firm based in Cleveland, Ohio, founded by Frank Ray Walker and Harry E. Weeks. Background: both men studied at MIT, where they received training in the Beaux-Arts tradition of classical design. They moved to Cleveland to work for the prominent Cleveland architect J. Milton Dyer. In 1911, Walker & Weeks opened their own practice. The office continued to produce work even after Weeks' death, until the early 1950s. As was often the case with architecture firms, Walker was the designer while Weeks was primarily the businessman. Works: the firm is most noted for its bank buildings. Several dozen were designed in the teens alone. The best-known bank was the Federal Reserve Bank of Cleveland, built in 1923. However, they also designed a wide variety of commercial, public, ecclesiastic and residential buildings, as well as a number of bridges. During the course of the firm's life, Walker & Weeks were responsible for the Indiana World War Memorial Plaza in Indianapolis, which features a cenotaph based on the mausoleum of Mausoleos. Walker & Weeks frequently employed sculptor Henry Herring to create sculpture for the projects. Like many architects, the firm produced work in a variety of styles, from neoclassical, Italian Renaissance and finally, the 1930s, ending in modern and/or Art Deco. Notable buildings: the buildings designed by the firm include Lorain County Savings and Loan Building, Elyria, Ohio, 1916. First National Bank of Cleveland, Cleveland, 1917. Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company Building, Akron, Ohio, 1917. Steubenville Bank and Trust Building, Steubenville, Ohio, 1919. Public Auditorium, Cleveland, 1922. Superior Building, Cleveland, 1922. Federal Reserve Bank of Cleveland, Cleveland, 1923. Tate House, Tate, Georgia, 1923. Cleveland Public Library Building, Cleveland, 1925. Old National Bank Building, Lima, Ohio, 1925. Allen Memorial Medical Library, Cleveland, 1926. Indiana World War Memorial, Indianapolis, Indiana, 1927. 37th Division Memorial Bridge, Ain, Belgique, 1927. Wolf Music Building, Cleveland, 1927. Epworth Euclid Methodist Church, Cleveland, 1928. St. Paul's Episcopal Church, Cleveland Heights, Ohio, 1928. First Baptist Church, Shaker Heights, Ohio, 1928. First Church of Christ, Scientist, Cleveland, 1929. Lorain Carnegie Bridge, Cleveland, 1929. Municipal Stadium, Cleveland, 1931. Severance Hall, Cleveland, 1931. Federal Reserve Bank of Cleveland, Pittsburgh Branch, Pittsburgh, 1931. Hope Memorial Bridge, Cleveland, 1932. Tomlinson Hall, Case Institute of Technology, Cleveland, 1945. Highland View Hospital, Highland Hills, Ohio, 1952.